Imagine betting your life on a cruel joke, only to end up finding the one person who teaches you what love truly means. This is the story of Ethan Cole, a millionaire who thought he had everything until one wager changed his life forever. Watch till the end because what she did will shock you, move you, and remind you that true beauty never fades. And if you believe that love can transform anyone, hit that like button and subscribe because stories like this deserve to be told. Ethan Cole was the kind of man people both admired and envied. At only 32, he was a self-made millionaire, a tech genius with his own company, a mansion overlooking the city lights and charm that made him the talk of every magazine. But behind the perfect smile and designer suits was a man growing numb, addicted to power, pride, and the thrill of winning. He saw life as a game, people as pieces, and emotions as weaknesses. One Friday night, Ethan sat in his exclusive club with a group of friends, other wealthy men whose laughter often sounded more like arrogance. The conversation drifted from business deals to women, and someone joked, "Ethan, you could marry anyone you want. I bet even if you picked the most unattractive woman in this city, you'd still make her fall for you." Ethan smirked, twirling his glass of whiskey. "Is that a challenge?" he asked. His friend leaned in, grinning. "Sure, I dare you to marry someone completely opposite of your type, someone no one would expect. Let's see if your charm still works." The room filled with laughter, but Ethan's pride couldn't resist. "Fine," he said coldly. "I'll marry the first woman I meet who doesn't even care who I am. You'll see I can make anyone love me." A few days later, he walked into a small diner, one of those cozy, dimly lit places where the smell of coffee mixed with the sound of old music. That's where he met her. Her name was Leela. She was 30 with soft brown eyes, a tired smile, and a body society often judged harshly. She was overweight, wore an apron stained from the day's work, and had a quiet kindness about her that made people feel at home. She wasn't glamorous, but she was real, something Ethan had forgotten existed. He watched her laugh with an elderly couple, refill their coffee without being asked, and thank a child for drawing on the napkin instead of the table. There was something about her presence, unbothered, genuine, that unsettled him. He ordered a coffee just to talk to her. She didn't recognize him. When he told her his name, she simply nodded. "Well, Ethan, coffee on its way, sugar." "No, thank you," he said, smirking. "You're not curious who I am." She shrugged. "You're a customer, that's all I need to know." That line, "You're a customer, that's all I need to know," struck him harder than he expected. No one had ever dismissed his fame like that before. Over the next week, Ethan came back not because of the wager he told himself, but because she fascinated him. Still, he kept his plan going. He charmed her, brought her flowers, made her laugh, and slowly, against her better judgment, she started opening up. Leela told him about her late mother, the diner she was trying to save, the customers who had become her only family. She confessed her insecurities, how she'd been mocked for her weight, left by a man who said she was enough. Ethan listened, for the first time in years, really listened. But guilt crept in, because every smile, every shared secret was built on a lie. He was still planning to tell his friends that he'd won the bet. Then one night it happened. His friends showed up at the diner, laughing, mocking, congratulating him on pulling it off. Leela overheard every cruel word. Her face turned pale. "A bet," she whispered. "You married me as a joke." Ethan's world crashed. The look in her eyes, betrayal, heartbreak, disbelief, it broke something inside him. She walked out, tears streaming, leaving him speechless and hollow. Days passed. He tried calling, showing up, apologizing. She wouldn't even look at him. He lost focus at work, his company started slipping, and for the first time he realized how empty his success was without her. Then he did something no one expected. He sold his mansion, stepped away from his business, and started volunteering at the same community kitchen where she used to donate leftover food. He worked quietly, humbly, learning to live without titles, without fame, just humanity. Months later, Leela walked in. She didn't recognize him at first. His expensive suits were gone, replaced with an apron and tired hands, but his eyes, those were the same. "I'm sorry," he said softly. "I was a fool. I thought life was about winning, but you taught me how to love, and I don't deserve forgiveness, but I'll spend the rest of my life trying to earn it." Leela stared at him, tears forming. "I didn't want you to change for me, Ethan. I just wanted you to be real." And that day, for the first time, he was. They rebuilt their relationship slowly, not as millionaire and waitress, but as two people learning to heal. Ethan invested in her diner not as charity but as a partner. He stood beside her during long shifts, washed dishes, and learned what humility tasted like. Years later, when they opened a second branch, a cozy cafe called Second Chances, Ethan smiled at the sign. "You were my greatest lesson," he whispered. Leela smiled back. "And you were mine, that even the coldest hearts can change when they learn to see love, not appearance." Ending scene for video. As the music swells, the narrator's voice returns. Ethan thought he was making a wager, but life had other plans. In a world obsessed with appearances, remember, true love doesn't need perfection, only honesty. So if you believe in second chances and the power of change, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more stories that remind us what really matters, the heart.